Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther. I've been doing fragrance reviews on Instagram for several years now, and today I would like to talk about warm, spicy, woody vanillas. And first of all, I would like to start with this gem. As you can see from the dent, I love this scent. I have heard many things about it. For some people it's way too sweet, and for some ladies it's way too masculine leaning. This is a vanilla amber fragrance that is, on my opinion, very well balanced with lavender. Yes, I would say that it is more unisex, but I personally love it. I think it's very classy, sophisticated. As you can see, I love that scent. Next is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. It is a vanilla together with coffee, dessert, nutmeg, and a big dose of cardamom. I love this fragrance because of the cardamom balm in here. There are florals and woody notes and saffron, and I think these notes kind of make it less gourmandish. I think it's very sexy and alluring scent. Next one, I received this one this year, and you can see how much I already used it up. It's Endorphin by Hormone. This fragrance is much sweeter, on my opinion, than the previous ones. So the sweetness here comes from not only vanilla, but also from the marshmallow and pear. I wouldn't say it's a fruity scent. I wouldn't say it's a fruity pear, but the pear note is quite noticeable here. This fragrance is sort of elevated with warm spices, because there's like pink pepper and black pepper. There's also saffron and elemi here. I think these notes kind of lift up the fragrance without letting it be way too dense or way too sweet. I think it's perfect scent for days when you want to smell nice, pleasant. I mean, I've been wearing it on the days when I just want to smell lovely, and I think it's perfect for every day. Now this thing, Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. I have the older version. I haven't compared it to the new, really reformulated one. My friends have told me that the new one doesn't have the animalic touch from the musk that it has here. Then, the note pyramid is massive here. I would say that it is a warm, spicy vanilla with slightly bit of powderiness here. You get those spices like cloves and cinnamon and coriander. There are woods here. There is a little bit of lavender. It's very complex scent, and in this older version, the musk gives a teeny tiny bit of animalic touch. I have in my collection way more denser, much more animalic scents. Here it's not that much, but it still gives it a little bit of tweak, which, as I've heard, is not in the new reformulated version. If we continue, this one is a woody vanilla, and it is very aromatic one. So apart from vanilla, here's cardamom and pink pepper and cypress and incense. And to me, this kind of gives this feeling as though I'm somewhere in a forest, being in a sauna. And if you can imagine being in a sauna when the heat is, very hot and the woods are very much heated, almost burning. So this sort of cypress and incense gives, it's very hard to explain, but it's just this sort of, it is beautiful vanilla, but the notes of woods, cypress and incense kind of gives this vanilla a very heated touch. I don't know. You tell me how you perceive it. That's my association. But when I fell in love with this scent, you can see how much I fell in love with it last year, and I've been using it so much that I actually had to tell myself to stop. I wish they had like aromatizers for home. I would want my home to smell like that. It's wonderful. Yet another woody one, Atelier Cologne. I think it's a bit more sweeter and more simpler scent. So it is also a woody vanilla, and it is lifted up a little bit with citron and lime. Similar, like I said about Hormone, I would say that this one is very pleasant, simple yet very nice scent for every day when you just want to have something very, I don't know, it's just very lovely. Okay, and Vanhera has a very interesting combination of notes that are hard to explain, to be honest, at least to me. So, on one hand, you kind of have these very nose-tickling, airy spices. At the same time, the vanilla is kind of like, I don't know, just sweet and edible. But at the same time, there is sandalwood and cashmere that makes the scent a little bit rounder. So I wouldn't say it is creamy sandalwood, but it definitely creates more, soothes out, rounded out the edges of the spices. And the last one, but not the least. So last year I've tried many of Anatole Lebreton fragrances, and I fell in love with many. And one of those that I fell in love with was Fleur Cachée, which is very unique vanilla. I will read you the notes, and let me tell you, the notes doesn't give it justice. So apart from vanilla, we have turmeric, fenugreek, timor, peru balsam, sandalwood, and cedar. And it is very hard to explain how this fragrance plays out, because on one hand, you kind of get those very fresh spicy notes and very warm spicy. It is sort of, on one hand, very fresh. And yet at the same time, it's sort of very edible. I have a feeling as though I can dig a spoon into that turmeric and vanilla. And it's very mouth-watering and delicious. And yet there is this element of woody notes. So because of those spices and that elevate the scent and those woody notes, while it smells delicious and mouth-watering, you still wouldn't eat it because the woody notes are quite prominent at certain points. But you know, this I have found that this fragrance sort of plays on you, at least on my skin. At certain points I get more of a gourmand facets, and then it's more spicy and woody, and yet again sort of gourmand. It is very complex, and I would say this: try it. If you're interested in interesting, unique vanillas, try it. Even if you will not, if you will say that, you know, it's not my cup of tea, I can bet that you will say that still you haven't tried anything like this. You will not be able to name any other fragrance that smells like this. So I strongly advise to try this one and basically try everything from Anatole, because there are many very unique scents of his line. So this was a little bit short video. I'll be posting other selections of fragrances, but for now I just want to know, so tell me, which ones do you like? Maybe you don't like them. Which ones you don't like? Or maybe you have some recommendations of similar genre scents. Maybe you know other woody or warm spicy vanillas that you could recommend me trying. Okay, see you in the next one.